Chapter 2. More on MS Access. Learning Objectives. After studying this chapter, you will be able to discuss data type, explain how to create a table, understand to add and modify data, discuss opening and closing the database. Microsoft Access is a database creation and management program. To understand Access, you must first understand databases. Databases in Access are composed of 4 objects: tables, queries, forms, and reports. Together, these objects allow you to enter, store, analyze, and compile the data howsoever you may need it. Data type. Every field in a table has properties, and these properties define the field's characteristics and behavior. The most important property of a field is its data type. A field's data type determines what kind of data can it store. MS Access supports different types of data, each with a specific purpose. The data type determines the kind of values a user can store in any given field. Each field can store data consisting of only a single data type. Here are some of the most common data types you will find used in a typical Microsoft Access database. Type of data, description, size. Short text. Text or combinations of text and numbers, including numbers that do not require calculation. Example, phone numbers. Up to 255 characters. Long text. Lengthy text or combinations of text and numbers. Up to 63,999 characters. Number. Numeric data used in mathematical calculations. 1, 2, 4 or 8 bytes. 16 bytes if set to replication ID. Date and time. Date and time values for the years 100 through 9,999, 8 bytes. Currency. Currency values and numeric data are used in mathematical calculations involving data with 1 to 4 decimal places, 8 bytes. Auto number. A unique sequential incremented by 1 number or random number assigned by Microsoft Access whenever a new record is added to a table. 4 bytes. 16 bytes if set to replication ID. Yes and no. Yes and no values and fields that contain only one of 2 values. Yes or no, true or false, or on or off. 1 bit. Here are some of the other specialized data types you can choose from in Access. Data types, description, size. Attachment. Files such as digital photos, multiple files can be attached per record. This data type is not available in earlier versions of Access, up to about 2 GB. OLE objects. OLE objects can store pictures, audio, video, or BLOBs, binary large objects, up to about 2 GB. Hyperlink. Text or combinations of text and numbers stored as text and used as a hyperlink address. Up to 8,192, each part of a hyperlink data type can contain up to 2,048 characters. Lookup wizard. The lookup wizard entry in the data type column in the design view is not actually a data type. When you choose this entry, a wizard starts to help you define either a simple or complex lookup field. A simple lookup field uses the contents of another table or a value list to validate the contents of a single value per row. A complex lookup field allows you to store multiple values of the same data type in each row, dependent on the data type of the lookup field. Calculated. You can create an expression that uses data from one or more fields. You can designate different result data types from the expression. You can create an expression that uses data from one or more fields. You can designate different result data types from the expression. Create table. There are two ways to create a database in MS Access. 1. Create a table from design view. 2. Create a table from datasheet view. Create table, datasheet view. Step 1. Click Create tab, then from the Tables group, click Table. Step 2. System will display the default table created with Table 1 name. Step 3. To rename column, double-click on column header and enter the new column name. Note that the data type of course_ID is auto number. Hence, this is also the unique key of the table. Step 4. You can add column by clicking on any category from the Add and Delete group. Alternatively, you can also add a column by clicking on Click to Add. For example, click on short text from the Add and Delete group. Step 5. Column will be added with the default name as field 1. Step 6. Click on the header and rename as course_name. Step 7. Press Ctrl+S and enter the new table name to save the table. Step 8. You can also save new name, caption and short description for any column by clicking on Name and Caption. Click on it. Step 9. Enter Field Properties dialog box will appear. Add the following details and click on the OK button. Name. This is the actual name of the column. Caption. This is the user view name of the column. Description. This is the short description of the column name. Result. Name, caption and description now exist. Create table, design view. Step 1. Click on the Create tab, then click on the Table Design option. Step 2. Table dialog box appears. For each field, enter field name, data type and description. Step 3. To add course_ID as primary key, select it and click on Primary Key. Course_ID will be preceded by key icon as shown below. Step 4. Press Ctrl+S, enter the table_name and click on the OK button. Result. New table course_strength. How to switch views between datasheet and design. Now you will learn how to switch views between datasheet and design. To switch views between the datasheet, spreadsheet view and the design view, click the View button on the top left-hand corner of the Access ribbon, shown in the Home, Help, Design tabs, and click on the view you need to display. For example, let's assume you want to switch to a newly created table course_strength from Designing view to the Datasheet view. Step 1. Click on Datasheet view. Result. Course_strength table changed to datasheet view with same two columns as course_ID and course_strength. Adding data in MS Access. You have created tables, course and course_strength. There are two ways to add data. One is the datasheet view, in the other form is form. There is no need to save the data manually. Once you click other rows, Access automatically saves the data. The only thing you need to take care of while adding data is you should enter the correct data type. That is, if a column is defined as a number, we can add only the number and not text. Let's add some data to your table by opening the Access database you created earlier. Step 1. Select the course table. Step 2. Select the Datasheet View option in the ribbon and add some data by entering the values in it. Updated data will be auto-saved. Now let's say you want to delete 4th row with MySQL as course name. Step 3. Select the row by clicking on the leftmost column and right-click on the row. The Options menu will appear with the Delete Record option. Click here. Step 4. Pop-up window will appear to confirm the deletion of the record. Click on the OK button. Result. Modify data. A query is a request for data results and for action on data. You can use a query to answer a simple question, perform calculations, combine data from different tables, or even add, change, or delete table data. As tables grow in size, they can have thousands of records, which makes it impossible for the user to pick out specific records from that table. With a query, you can apply a filter to the table's data so that you only get the information that you want. Queries that you use to retrieve data from a table or to make calculations are called select queries. Queries that add, change, or delete data are called action queries. You can also use a query to supply data for a form or report. In a well-designated database, the data that you want to present by using a form or report is often located in several different tables. The tricky part of queries is that you must understand how to construct one before you can actually use them. To open an existing database. Before you enter data or modify your objects, you will need to open your database. 1. Select the File tab to go to Backstage View. 2. Click on Open button. 3. Click on Browse option. 4. The Open dialog box will appear. Locate and select the database, then click Open button. 5. One or more warning messages may appear when you open your database. If the database contains customized functions, a yellow bar with a security warning may appear below the ribbon. If you trust the source of your database, click Enable Content for your database to display correctly. To close a database. To close a database, follow the given steps. 1. Select the File tab to go to Backstage View. 2. Select On Close button. 3. If you have any unsaved objects, a dialog box will appear for each one asking if you would like to save it. Select Yes to save the object, No to close it without saving, or Cancel to leave your database open. Working with objects. It's helpful to think of your database as a large binder or folder in which you store your data. The data itself is contained in database objects. Access treats each of these objects as separated documents, which means you will have to open and save them individually in order to work with them. You may have noticed that this lesson contains no instructions for saving a database. This is because you cannot save an entire database at once. Rather, you must individually save the objects contained within the database. To open an object. 1. In the navigation pane, locate and double-click the desired object. 2. The object will appear as a tab in the Document tabs bar. By default, the most recently opened object will appear in the main window as the current object. To view another open object, click its tab in the Document tabs bar. Saving objects. You'll need to save any change you make to each object before closing your database. Remember, saving early and often can prevent your work from being lost. However, you will also be prompted to save any unsaved work when you attempt to close your database. To save a new object. 1. Select the object you want to save by clicking its tab in the Document tabs bar. 2. Click the Save command or press Ctrl+S on your keyboard. 3. The first time you save an object, you will be prompted to name it. Enter the desired query name, then click OK. 4. The object will be saved. Click the Save command again to save any changes to the object. To close an object. To close an object, follow the given steps. 1. Select the object you want to close, then click the cross to the right of the document tabs bar. 2. If there are any unsaved changes to the object, you will be prompted to save it. Select Yes to save, No to close it without saving your changes, and Cancel to leave the object open. You can also close an object by right-clicking its tab on the Document tabs bar and selecting Close. Select Close All to close all open objects. To rename an object. To rename an object, follow the given steps. 1. In the navigation pane, right-click the desired object, then select Rename. 2. Type the new object name, then press Enter on your keyboard. Let's recall. There are two ways to create a database in MS Access. Create a table from Design View. Create a table from Datasheet View. You can switch between the datasheet and the design view by just clicking the View button on the top left-hand corner of the Access program. To close an object, select the object you want to close, then click the cross to the right of the Document tabs bar.